All right, what's going on, guys? How we doing today? Thank you for stopping in and taking time out of your week to make this part of your weekly routine. Don't know if you guys noticed, but we got something new on the old chest here because someone had recommended, and thank you for recommending it in the comments to get a microphone. And I mean, let me know if you guys like it or not. I hope it's not too loud on you guys, but hopefully you guys can just hear me more clearly. Hopefully the sound sounds a little bit better, and hopefully you guys are just able to understand me, and hopefully there's no background noise and all that sense, because I know sometimes a video can pick up some background noise. But no, guys, again, I want to thank you for the support and this being so amazing. I mean, same song, same dance. Again, I'm going to be here every week talking to you guys no matter what, so I just appreciate it. But I just kind of want to dive headfirst into this video today because this is probably one of them. Again, I feel like I've been saying this the past 2 weeks now, but another very important topic. And as we progress through these videos, I just really want to make sure that we are getting a deeper understanding and meaning of certain things of life. And I hope you guys and girls, but I hope you guys are really, understanding the importance of, listening to these videos and practicing these things actively. Because me saying all these things can be great and all, but it doesn't mean anything unless you guys go out to the real world and practice them. So all I ask is you guys keep watching and keep trying to use this in your day-to-day routine. And hopefully it gives you some value. Hopefully it gives you some value. Hopefully you learn a lot from it. But without further ado, episode number 6, and again, another one of my favorite topics. I've had a lot lately, but this one's pretty important. And as the title says, the importance of leadership. It's going to go for everybody, but I titled it "The Importance of Leadership for Young Men," and the reason why is because this. Leadership should be a quality that everyone has, man, woman. I really don't think it makes a difference. But the reason why I say the importance of leadership for young men is because nowadays, especially a lot of young men, I feel like just cannot lead, and that can be a very bad thing, And we're going to go into that in detail today. But for you young guys out there who are watching this podcast right now, the way to create a high value version of yourself, and kind of touched on it about 2 episodes ago with the high value man episode, is you have to be a leader. You have to be a leader. I don't think I've met any guy or a mentor or a role model that I looked up to that has not been a leader. And that's why I'm a leader. I consider myself a leader. I consider myself in my business a leader. As a personal trainer, I'm a leader. As a strength and conditioning coach at a high school, I am a leader. If I am not making game time decisions right now, this instant, I'm not a good leader. And we're going to go into, right decisions, wrong decisions, all that stuff. But today's episode, guys, is the importance of being a leader, and especially catering towards young men. And the first lesson that kind of starts off is, what is a leader? How do you become a leader? And my biggest thing, guys, is becoming a leader. Becoming a leader is not something that you just kind of do. Becoming a leader is something that it kind of happens over time. And the way it happens over time is by you putting yourself out there in uncomfortable situations or things that you may not feel comfortable with. And you're like, hey, I am not really comfortable with maybe this thing. I'm not really comfortable with putting myself out in this position. But the way you become a leader is by saying, hey, I'm not comfortable with where I'm at or what's going on right now, but me, not anybody else, but me, I'm going to take affirmative action. So this is a great example of the reason why I'm a leader. The year is 2019. It is October 6, 2019. And I've always been a leader in terms of captain of my football team and my sports teams, but this is more of a real life thing. And it was October 6, 2019. And I remember I told my mom, I was like, hey, Mom, I'm really not feeling college. I think I want to come home. I think I want to, pursue something different. And she looks at me and she goes, are you sure? And I'm like, yeah. I gave college about 2 months, which isn't a long time. I just don't think that this career in this field is really put out for me, or it's something that I want to do. I'd rather go into something different. And I think by me leaving college would be a good avenue. And as a leader, this is kind of my first step in becoming the true man and true leader I am, because everyone around me was like, oh gosh, I mean, we're very supportive, but my family was like, oh, like you dropping out of college. My mom was always supportive of it too, but she always would push me to continue to go to college and continue to get an education, which is important. A lot of my buddies at the time were kind of like, what is Rob doing? Because Rob was supposed to go play football and do these things, and now he's home. And even the girl I was seeing at the time was kind of like, dude, like you're going to go against what everyone's saying and do something else. And I'm like, yeah, I am, because that's just how I am. And as a leader, you have to make decisions that not everyone's going to agree with. And that's the beautiful thing, because you can be in a situation, you can be in something where you're like, hey, like, I don't know if this is the right decision, But all I know is that this is the best avenue I have, and this is the best path I have, and this is the path we're going to take, which we'll tie on later onto family life and all that stuff a little bit later on. But the biggest thing is, what is a leader? A leader to me, guys, is someone who's not afraid to make decisions, whether they're right, whether they're wrong. As a leader, you make a decision, and hopefully it's for the good of the people and good of the group or good for yourself, but you have to make decisions. Because by me making that decision of coming home and pursuing this business that I now own and pursuing this career that I now have, and I absolutely love it, I lost some friends of mine from college. I lost a girlfriend at the time I was seeing. I lost basically my whole entire social life for a while because everyone was gone for college. And that's a price I was willing to live with because I knew if I just sucked it up and did the hard work and stood by my decision, it would help cement me as a leader and help cement me as a man. So the biggest thing, guys, again, what is a leader? Making decisions. Make a decision. I'll tell you right now, no one likes, especially young women out there, no girl likes a dude that cannot make decisions. And guys, as in like friends, are typically more attracted to want to hang out with dudes that are more, let's say, they're able again to make decisions. They don't really putz around a lot. They want to get stuff done. Most of my friends are. I consider them also leaders. I consider them guys that are very decisive. Some aren't, some are, but most of them are. But point being, guys, is you need to be a leader. You young men, you need to be a leader because that opens up so many doors. So first lesson is being a leader. What is it? Someone that's making decisions. Doesn't matter. It will affect you if it's good or if it's bad, obviously, but making decisions and making the best play on the chessboard possible. Even if you don't know it's the best play, but make a decision is what a leader is all about. Now, why is being a leader so important? Well, the reason why it's so important is because people attract to a leader. So this is a great example. It's the year 2019. It's December. The girl I was seeing at the time had left my life because she was like, "Yo, I can't really see somebody who's doing this not whole college thing and pursuing other avenues." So I'm like, "Hey, Roger, that I got that." A lot of my buddies were away at school, and it was basically just me. I had my mom's support, but it was basically just me trying to FIO figure it out in terms of what am I going to do. So how do people attract to a leader? Well, if you're decisive, you typically open up a lot of doors. So a great example of that is I started working at this place called Marsha Brown in New Hope, Pennsylvania. It was a great little restaurant, made a lot of money, made a lot of really good friends, and met a lot of really good people, and I made some connections. COVID then hit, and here comes the leadership mentality again. It's like, Rob, what are you going to do? COVID hit. I'm like, I'm going to, get this training certification, which I did in February of 2020. And I'm going to continue to work to grow this business. Even though no one believes in me as a leader, I am going to do this because I know this is what's right. And wouldn't you know it? From 2020 to 2021, as a leader, I attracted the right people in my life. I met great friends. I met great clients. I met people that think alike. Because when I was 20 or 19, after I graduated college, I said, you know what? My goal is to be a millionaire by about 29, 30. Now, am I going to hit that goal? I know I will. But how am I going to get there? I need to surround myself with other millionaires. So what did I do in 2020, 2021? I put myself out there. Hey, I will do this for free. I will come and work for you. I will come do this. I will come do that. Because the harder I work and the more I lead people, the more people will come to me. And guess what? In 2020, 2021, when I made these decisions as a leader saying I'm going to do these things, the right people came into my life. The right relationship came into my life at the time. The right friends came into my life at that time. And people were like, hey, we actually want to hang out with you, Rob, because you are someone who is a leader and is decisive and has a good avenue and a good path. Because people feel inspired by a leader. People are like, dude, like this guy, or this girl, they have what it takes to just attract and attract and attract. I'll tell you, every time I've made the hard decisions and been decisive, I've always attracted the right people in my life I needed at that time. And I think, guys, that's truly a universal thing. So the second thing, guys, is the first thing we have is what is a leader, but the second thing is people will attract to a leader. People will naturally be like, hey, this guy is different, this girl is different. I want to follow their lead. Third thing, guys, is so young men, this is the big one here. And young women, if you're watching too, please listen to this. But for my young men out there, this is going to be something that I'm very hard on. As a leader, you need to make decisions. And as a young man, you need to make decisions. And it doesn't always mean those decisions are going to be easy. A great example is, let's say you have a big job opportunity out in, I don't know, across the country, and you're dating a girl from back home. What do? Do you stay home and not take the job? Or do you go out to the other side of the country and try to start a life and live your full purpose? You know what I mean? What if you're working, doing all these great things, and maybe someone dies, or maybe, let's say someone passes away, right? That's a very big burden on you. That's a very hard thing to do. But as a high value man and as a leader, you have to say, hey, this person tragically passed away. This tragic thing happened, but I still need to be decisive for my family and for my friends. I can't just pout and moan. I need to be decisive as in, okay, hey, this person died, roger that. We're going to mourn them, but what action are we taking to remember them and remember their legacy? And what piece of them am I taking with me into the next part of my life? So you have to make decisions when you're late. It's really easy, guys, as a leader to say, okay, I'm a leader when you're making good money, when you have the right girl in your life, when you have the right people in your life. But can you still be a leader when that girl breaks up with you? Can you still be a leader when that person dies? Can you still be a leader when people decide to leave your life? Because that is what a man is all about. And the reason why I say that is because times will get tough. There are going to be times, man, and I've had this before where I've been on it. I've been rocking and rolling in business, and then boom, out of nowhere, I get hooked by something. Somebody does this event happens, this something ends, if you will, whether it be a relationship or a friendship or something just happens, and I'm like, are you kidding me? But a leader says, okay, this thing has happened. I understand that, or I'm learning from it, but I still need to make a decision as in what's next. Because I'm telling you right now, every young man watching this video, hopefully, and woman, but young man watching this video, hopefully, is going to be a father one day and have a beautiful wife and kids, because I plan on doing that. And I'm telling you right now, you need to be able to make a decision when you're young and when times are tough. Because in 10, 15, 5, 20, I don't know, however many years, and you get married, and your wife says, hey, Rob, I have this problem. I have this hard decision to make. Can you help me? Or your son or daughter says, hey, Rob, or hey, Dad, I have this problem. I have that problem. I need you to help me figure it out. Are you going to stand there in front of your wife and kids and tell them, I don't know what I'm doing? Or I'm not really sure? Or what's the best avenue to take? Now, obviously, you can be transparent and open with them. But my thing is, okay, if there's two avenues, both of them look decently appealing, I'm going to pick the one that I think fits best to me. I'm going to go full steam ahead. And now, if you're wrong, you can always course correct back to the other avenue. But as a man and as a leader, you should be able to make a decision right away when times are tough. If your wife's, I don't know, someone passed away on your wife's side, hey, let's rock and roll. We're going to figure it out. Hey, someone passes away on my side. Hey, rock and roll. We're going to figure it out. Maybe one of our kids gets in a fight. Something happens. That's why, guys, right now, when you're young, making these decisions are so important, as into like, okay, I got to stick to a routine. I got to stick to a disciplined plan. I got to stick to making decisions on what my day-to-day life looks like. Because again, that will compound over time to when you are a father and when you are a leader, when you are a mentor, it will make you a higher version of yourself, and you'll be much more respected as a man when you can make the decisions. Because I tell you right now, I can make decisions like that when times are easy, when times are tough, because I've been through it both. But if you can't make decisions when times are tough, you are not a leader. You have to make a decision when times are tough. I don't care how bad the situation is. I don't care how bleak it looks, how whatever it looks. You need to make a decision. Make a decision when times are tough, and hard decisions too, because if you cannot do that, you're not going to be respected as a man. You're not going to be looked at as a leader. And I'm telling you right now, no young woman is going to be attracted to you. What woman, especially when they're younger and trying to find, I don't want to say find the right one, because again, I don't really think love finds you. I think love kind of just happens over a period of time. We'll get into that a little bit later. But as a man, what young woman is going to want to come up to you and be with you if you can't make a decision? That's the most unattractive thing in men. And I'm telling you right now, if you guys cannot make a decision, you're going to struggle meeting somebody, and you're going to struggle with certain things because you can't make up your mind. Just make up your mind, stick to it, and do it, and you'll be good. Not to get all aggressive there, but this is something I'm passionate about. I'm telling you guys, you got to be able to make decisions. So again, we know what a leader is now. We know that people are attracted to a leader. We know that making decisions, even when times are, even if it's a tough decision or times are tough, is really, really important, not only for right now, but also for your family later on in life. And the biggest thing now, I'm going to include a fourth one here, is what is probably the best thing about being a leader? And this it's kind of a twofold thing here. The best thing about being a leader is that you become such a high value man. So I'm a leader, right? I'm a business owner. I'm a leader with my clientele. I am such a high value man to the point where I'm like, hey, you know what? I don't give up. I don't care how this person reacts to my decision. I don't care what that guy thinks. I don't care what that girl thinks. I don't care what anybody thinks. I'm gonna do what I think is best. And I'm going to pursue what I think is best. And believe it or not, that's how you become a high value man, because that's called chasing your purpose. When you're able to chase your purpose and do these things and become a high value man, people in general will be like, yo, like Rob is on it. Like Rob is doing it. And I'm like, yeah. I've had plenty of people, especially I won't get too personal, but I've had family come up to me not too long ago and really say, yo, like you got it. Like you are what you say you are. And I'm like, yeah, it's because I'm a leader. I would never not hold up to something that I say because I'm a leader, which automatically makes you a high value man. I'm telling you right now, people love that. If you can say something and back it up, you're going to be a very powerful dude one day or girl one day. I mean, that is so important to have. And that is so great. And that kind of ties into it. It helps you become the best version of yourself too. It helps you become the best version of yourself. And this will tie into more things, but best version of yourself, and also, helping others as well. But the reason why it makes you the best version of yourself, because as a leader, you're able to make decisions. You're usually not indecisive. People attract to you. I think being a leader is pretty self-explanatory how it helps make you become the best version of yourself, because you are making decisions on a daily basis that are important. And the more you make those decisions on a daily basis that are important, the easier those decisions will become, and the more right decisions you will make. Doesn't make you're not going to make a wrong decision. You shouldn't be afraid to make a wrong decision. I've made plenty of bad decisions in my life that come back and bite me, and that is okay. I'm totally fine living with it. But you have to understand that it will help you become the best version of yourself, because you're going to be putting yourself out there more. You're going to be doing more things you're probably not used to. You're just going to be able to be more of a higher version of yourself. And I think that's all that anyone can ever ask for. And one thing that I'm going to say right now too is that the best thing ever when you're a leader is people will come up to you, kind of like how they attract to you, and say, Rob, I got a problem. I need help. And I'm like, yo, let's rock and roll. Let's do it, man. Whatever problem you need, whatever you got, I'm there for you. And that is so powerful, not only in friendships, but also in dating too. Because again, I'm telling you right now, you young men out there, no young woman will be attracted to you if you cannot make a decision. And I'm telling you right now, there's been plenty of times when I've been out and someone's like, hey, if I'm out, let's say on a date or somewhere like that, and they're like, hey, where do you want to eat? I'm like, oh, let's go here at this time. And you can always obviously course correct. But point being, just having that trait is like saying, okay, we're going to do this at this time, whether it's with the boys, whether you're on a date, whether you're with friends, blah, blah, blah. People like that. And the same thing in business. People ask me all the time, like, hey, Rob, what's our game plan tonight? I'm like, yo, we're going to do X, Y, and Z things for this amount of time. Let's rock and roll. Let's get it done. And people are like, okay, Rob's got his stuff together. Rob's understands what he's doing, and Rob's ready to rock and roll. And that's what makes it so attractive. So for you young guys out there, I didn't mean to have such a passionate podcast today, but it's something that you guys should be. I hope this shows how passionate I am about leadership and how passionate I am about life, because I'm telling you right now, the basis of your success and what's going to make you successful is by being a leader, because you're going to be a husband one day. Sorry. You're going to be a husband one day. You're going to maybe have a girlfriend right now. I'm telling you, you have to lead. You have to be decisive. Be a man. Make the hard decisions and be a man. Enough of that whole boyhood crap, blah, 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 blah. It's you are a leader. You're not looking to anyone for advice besides yourself. And obviously you can talk. I do this all the time. Talk to a mentor. Talk to someone that you respect and get their point of view on it, and get their maybe 2 cents on it. But also make sure that you're making the decision that you think is best too. Because with those decisions, whether they're right or they're wrong, you have so much experience in that field. I remember there's plenty of times where one of my buddies recently was like, dude, I don't think you're making a good decision here by what you're doing. And I'm like, you know what, dude? You might be right, but I'm going to go for this. I am going to pursue this. And guess what? That thing that he said, he was totally right. It blew up right in my face. But point being is, as a leader, I said it a while ago, I'm not afraid to make decisions. And I will go down with my ship because I know, hey, yo, roger that. You were right. My fault. I went down with that ship there. I was totally wrong. I had a bad business relationship. I had a bad this. I had a bad that. I totally get it now. Cool. So I encourage you guys. That's why I kind of said as a leader, it's okay to make bad decisions because that's where you learn. That's where you grow in those bad decision making. And then over time, when you get all the bad decisions done, you'll start making a lot more better decisions. You'll be a more high value man, high value leader. And before you know it, you're going to be in the maybe my shoes or somebody else's shoes one day where people come up to you and say, hey, I need your service. I need your help. I'm going to look at you and say, hey, that's rock and roll, dude. That's rock and roll. But sorry, guys, I have a big smile just because I freaking love these topics, and I mean, this truly means the world to me. Just the support you guys have given me, and just these things that you guys have given me the past month right now. I mean, it meant the world to me. And I'm recently nominated for best trainer in Bucks County, Pennsylvania, which is about a county of I think about 1 million people. So to be nominated for one of the best trainers or the best trainer in this area is truly a blessing, and that's hopefully a sign for you guys and my leadership and my ability to get stuff done. And I'm not any different from anyone looking over this camera right now. I'm just a guy that has an insanely high work ethic and that does not accept failure. Every time I fail, I find a way to win. So again, think about this podcast, guys. Watch it a few times if you want to. For my young men and young women, please. I mean, I don't get me wrong. It's important for the young women out there to be leaders. I love a girl that's a leader. I think that's the most attractive thing ever when a girl can make decisions and be independent. But for the young men out there too, it's so important for you guys, man. It is so important for you guys to be a leader. I mean, you have. I'm getting emotional because you have to do it. You have to be a leader. If you don't become a leader, it's very, very hard later on in life to have a really, I want to say, purposeful life because you're just kind of going in limbo. I will never be the kind of a guy like that to go in limbo. Anyways, I apologize for that ending rant right there. But as always, guys, keep God first. Fitness is the way forward. And I look forward to seeing you guys in the next podcast. And have a great week and get after it, man. All right. See you guys. Peace.